So how did Cody fight come about? Because I know that wasn't really your first choice. You really wanted the Demetrious Johnson fight.
Yeah.
But now you're fighting Cody here in really a few weeks now. How did that happen?
Yeah, man, I was chasing that Demetrious Johnson fight. It just didn't seem like it really wanted to work itself out. So I feel like the next biggest hyped up fight was Cody. The one that kind of made the most sense for the attention. And just I don't know. There was a lot of drama behind it, so on the back.
What was kind of the obstacle in the way of that DJ fight? 'Cause it seemed like not only did you guys want it, but it seemed like the fans were kind of behind it. Dana was kind of behind it, and maybe it will happen someday. But why isn't it happening now?
I don't really know. I mean, I think that's a good question for Demetrious Johnson. Maybe he wanted some guaranteed money. Maybe wasn't willing to gamble on himself on the pay-per-view numbers. But as far as I was concerned, the fans wanted it, the UFC wanted it. Everyone knows I wanted it. I respect Demetrious Johnson as a person and as an athlete, and that's kind of why I was chasing him down. He's got that target on his back. He's got that pound-for-pound spot that I want to come in and take. And not only to make the big bucks on a big fight, but for the legacy. I mean, chasing that spot down. So really, I think it's a question for him why it didn't really happen, and now it's kind of crazy we'll be on the same card.
You went through like all of last year, kind of dealing with Cody.
Yeah.
Fighter and his injury. You guys was fight over the summer, didn't happen until November. So I'm sure that was exhausting. And then you went and you beat him. So everyone thought, okay, you went through all that, you won the title back, you knocked out your big rival, and then you move on.
Yeah.
How will it be difficult to kind of get up for this again? Because you just did it. You went through all of last year, kind of getting exhausted by the rivalry. Is it going to be hard?
No, man, I love getting rich for knocking Cody out. It's great, man. I mean, really, it's a lot different this time. You can't be such a jerk. You just got finished. It's a little bit different. So, no, man. For as much crap as he talked to, he deserves to get his ass kicked again.
Is the DJ fight still one that you want after this? That's still on your mind?
I definitely want it. Yeah, I mean, he's got that spot. I'm looking to take it. So. We both got our fights ahead of us that we got to worry about, and we'll talk about it the night after our fight.
It's interesting. A lot of people have complained in the past that some of the lighter weight classes don't get enough attention because maybe there haven't been these great rivalries. So in a way, though, aren't you and Cody kind of doing a great service for your weight class? I mean, the fact that you guys have brought some heat to it.
Yeah, man. Not only. I mean, our weight class is stacked. We got a great weight class, but not only just our weight class, the small weight classes in general have been getting more of the attention. It's I think the fans are becoming a little more well knowledge of the sport. I think the smaller weight classes, I've always said it from the beginning, are more exciting. I think people are just finally picking up on that, and the rivalry does help as well.
Yeah, please don't think I don't think the talent is deep because it definitely is. We know that. But I'm curious for you, has it been harder to get up and get excited to fight him the second time?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, defending your belt is all you need to get motivated, I'm one of those guys that always has to be pulled back from being in the gym too much. So I'll always be motivated to continue to get better and to continue holding this belt. I've lost it once and I wasn't happy about it, so I'm never going to let it happen again.
Yeah, does that bother you at all? Because you were really campaigning for a rematch, and you never got it, and then here comes, and he gets a rematch right away.
That is a little frustrating, like to go and lose a fight that you don't think you lost. A lot of people don't think you lost, a split decision, not get the rematch, and then, Cody gets knocked out and gets the instant rematch. But, like I said, I think it's a great fight for me, so it makes the most sense.
And you've really had fun with the snake logo and everything. So I'm curious, when did it ever bother you, the snake in the grass stuff, and when did you decide to flip the script and own it, basically?
Kind of had to instantly flip the script, I mean, it came on so fast. I mean, anything Connor says is like gold now, so you just got to flip it instantly. But that never really bothered me. I think just all the lies and the crap about it is what really bothered me, like knowing like deep down the truth of what really has gone down, I mean, you continue to see it at that camp of what's going on. I mean, Justin Buchholz is now kicked out of the gym. It's going to be a recurring thing that the coaches are going to keep falling their way out of that gym, and it's not the coaches. So it'll all come about.
If it's not the coaches, it's the...
It's the man in charge. Yeah.
But you've been a little bit of a nomad in gyms, in terms of gyms lately.
Yeah.
And you're doing a lot at Ruka with Jason Perillo. So what is it about him that attracted you to training with him?
Perillo's a great MMA boxing coach. A great boxing coach for MMA. He understands the distance. He's done a good job. I've worked with him. But we started our own gym called the Training Lab in Anaheim. So that's kind of like my home base, as well as I still live in Colorado. So Dwayne's right now flying out every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to be in my camp out here in Anaheim. And I'm still with Dwayne Ludwig out in Colorado as well too. But I'm one of those guys that's gonna learn from the best and travel and learn from as much as I possibly can, because that's the only way I'm gonna get better. If I strictly stick to Dwayne and only do what me and him are gonna be doing, even though we're still evolving, you're still gonna be held back. So I feel new set of eyes. The distance is different with Perillo. His striking is a little bit different. He's got stuff to teach. Just with like my jiu-jitsu, I'm working with Felipe Del Monica at Gracie Baja. I brought in Daryl for my wrestling. Mark Munoz is one of our coaches now too. So I got a lot of coaches in my corner. It's a great problem to have.
Who's actually going to be in the corner though?
Since my last fight, it'll be Dwayne, Felipe, Daryl, and my brother. Yeah, my brother's always there. He's been my number one supporter. He's the one that, as well as Mark Munoz, got me into the sport. So he'll always be there.
And was it something that you determined really too, that to take it to the next level you needed more attention on you, like that kind of a la carte training just specifically for you? Because a lot of people still argue, oh, you should be in a big gym with a bunch of other talent because that iron sharpens iron.
I do agree with that as well too. You got to have everything. You got to have that as well as a specific training with just your coach. And that's kind of what we've created. So I met a new coach, Sam Calavita. He's my strength conditioning coach, nutritionist. Just a mad scientist with how the body works, and the gains I've seen from working with him have been unreal. I've been competing since I was 8 years old, and he's done some wonderful things with my body in the way my cardio and my strength and just my body composition in general. He switched my lifestyle up. I met him when I was coaching Ultimate Fighter. Juan Archuleta brought him in to kind of run through some of the guys, and so once I met him, I came down to Southern California and decided to build a camp around that. And I'm from California, just had a kid, so I want to be back around family. It just, all these things kind of lined up and just kind of happened, and so we are creating that iron sharpens iron. We got Cub Swanson in our camp, we got Juan Archuleta, Aaron Pico, Ellenberger. We got a lot of guys that are coming in and training with us, as well as creating that environment of having more coaches than anything, all the coaches I've listed, all those guys are getting better from them coaches as well too.
So how do you beat Cody again then? Same way?
Yeah, definitely can. I think there's a lot of holes I didn't show as well too in his game that it finished in the second round, and I'm better everywhere. So it's the thing, I can take the fight in any direction to win this fight, and I still believe those same openings will be there. So I don't think he's as an intelligent fighter to switch up what he does.
He did drop you in the first round though, right?
Yeah.
So what did you do wrong to allow that to happen?
Played a little bit into his game, but I also beat him in his game too. I took his best punch, coming into it, and I was able to bounce back from it. So one of those things, I seen his best weapon and I was able to come back. So just be ready.
Is the personal stuff with him still there, or is that now over afterwards?
It never really was personal with me and him. I never had a personal. It became a personal by the attacks and stuff, But I don't have a hate for the guy. I do love beating him, because he likes to run his mouth. The more you run your mouth, it's going to be that more enjoyable to beat you, But I never had it wasn't like I was chasing this drama. I was getting away from it. I moved to Colorado and it followed me. So.
Do you think it'll all come back during fight week when you see some of the guys again from out there?
What will come back?
It's just kind of those weird feelings, See some of the coaches and everything, and Uriah and those guys.
I think that's all kind of withered its way out as well too. I think the ones that bothered me the most were Justin Buckles, and because he was a real good friend of mine when he was there, and he's not even there anymore. Showed some problems that were going on there. So I think it's behind me.
Have you spoken to Justin since he left?
A little bit here and there, but it's you cross the line with some things. It's hard to bring him in. He's a great coach. I'd love to have him at my camp. I wish he wouldn't have crossed the line the way he did, because I think he'd be a great guy to bring into my gym as well. But it's one of those things that I felt like I don't know, man. Like the disrespect he had for Dwayne as well as myself, it's hard to forgive him for it, you know?
I'm not sure if you heard, but Dominic Cruz actually picked you to win
Yeah.
the rematch. So I'm curious about your reaction to a guy that you fought before and is a rival of yours.
He's a smart man. He's good at picking apart fights, and yeah, man. I mean, I'm picking myself to win as well too, so I'm not surprised by it.
And the UFC kind of announced that they're going to start bringing in, replacement guys just in case people can't make weight. You're actually someone who kind of benefited from that once, when Joe Soto kind of filled in last minute when Brown got his head. Who do you think should be the replacement fighter for this fight?
That's a good question, man. I mean, whoever's healthy at the time. We got a great weight class. You got Marias that just knocked out Rivera, looked impressive. Cruz unfortunately hasn't fought since Cody, but he's always there too. We got a deep weight class, so there'll always be someone,
You've won the belt twice now. Can you explain some of the differences between winning it the first time and winning it the second time, and maybe which one is, maybe not more special to you, but how they
there's definitely one that's more special. I mean, it'll never be beating Barao the first time, winning the belt and proving everyone that who I was and how good I was, and I kind of felt that I was champion the whole time. Even though, like all the stuff, I always told myself that I was still defending my belt. Every time I went out there to fight, I was fighting a sensei, number one ranked guy. I'm defending my belt. I'm fighting Lineker, number one ranked guy. I'm defending my belt. So in my mindset, I just kind of kept it that way, So obviously beating Cody was a great thing, but that was more because of the rivalry and all the drama that was going on behind it. Nothing will ever top beating Barao.
You were 28 when you won the belt. By contrast, Cody was 25, which is around the time that you were on The Ultimate Fighter. Having had that experience to kind of grow and mature, do you think maybe that was a little bit too much too soon for someone like Cody being young and winning the belt?
Not really. I was just the fact that I didn't start fighting until I was 24. I didn't even learn how to throw a punch until I graduated college. So I think it's just a different. I mean, the sport's so popular now that kids can train it at a younger age. For me, it was more important for me to get through school first, and it's just a different time in life. I'm glad that my success came later in life because what I want to do with it is a little bit different. I have a family now, and that's where I'm putting my money and my fame into is keeping that successful and putting every intention into that.
Both of you guys have kids since the last fight. Yeah. Do you think in some way that has kind of diminished and lessened the trash talk between the two?
Maybe. We're both fathers. I don't know, man. I mean, I always have a joke saying that it's kind of weird having a kid because now I actually have to grow up and I can't be a kid anymore, So possibly. But that's just me just joking around,
Your first Father's Day, right?
Yeah, my first Father's Day, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much.
Speaking of kids, you train with Aaron Pico.
Yeah, man. Seriously, a kid that, oh, man. The kid's an animal, one of a kind. Just even, I remember watching him wrestle when he was 16 years old and beating grown men in the toughest sport in the world, in my mind, wrestling, and just how competitive he was back then and just a mental athlete. And then getting to know who Aaron Pico is, the kid's a champ, even if he's not it yet, he is. Like, in no time he will be. He's technically in the martial arts, he's awesome. Mentally, he's the strongest guy I've ever worked out with. He's one of a kind, man, for sure.
How did you guys meet? Was it from wrestling days, or how did that kind of relationship happen?
No, he's a decade younger than me, so I never met him.
You're right.
Yeah, so
were you babysitting?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good. But no, in the wrestling world, I obviously watched him because I was a fan of the sport, so I watched him in the name he was creating for himself. But I met him through my strength and conditioning coach, Sam Calavita. So when I came down to Southern California and started working with Sam, Aaron was already working with him. Juan Archuleta was the one that brought us all together. Juan Archuleta's in Bellator. And so I've continued to get to know Aaron Pico through our strength and conditioning coach. And I've never worked harder in my life than with my strength and conditioning coach, and Aaron makes it look easy. So, and I've always been the most competitive guy. Like, I've always been able to, every gym I've gone to, I've always been like, yeah, I'm the most competitive. Like, I get a bad rap for it. Like, I've always want to beat everyone at everything. I don't care what it is. Aaron's the only guy I've ever worked out with that's more competitive than me. We could be doing a hand bike when we're racing to a mile, and he stands up like he won a world title when he beat me. It's crazy. The kid's, he's something else, man.
Question for you: 9 a.m. or 4 p.m. weigh-in? What do you like?
I like the 9 a.m. weigh-ins, but I think I'll probably benefit more from the 4 p.m. because my opponents won't have as much time to recover as I will. I mean, I think I have it down to a science that I can recover and do my diets the right way. My nutritionist Sam Calavita has got us down perfectly. So I think as an advantage, the 4 p.m. What I like personally, I like to be able to eat all day long. So I make my weight instantly. I wake up, I'm on weight. I don't cut much, you know. So.
But what do you think of the idea of them moving back to 4 o'clock now?
I think guys are gonna have less time to recover. I mean, I think maybe you got more time to make the weight. I don't know. It just never made sense to me why guys were missing weight more often when it was earlier weight. And I guess not waking up and not having their weight in check. I'm not really sure. So maybe we'll miss weight less, but have less time to recover.
Have you been told at all what your weight is going to be for UFC 227? Because the fight is coming up pretty quick.
That's 7 weeks. No, I haven't been told. I'm sure I'll see what the show's in front of me. But that thing, my weight's in check, so I'm not really too worried about it. Whatever way they decide to go with it, I'll be fine.
Are you surprised that Dom Cruz, you're talking about him before, hasn't fought since that Cody fight? And was he ever on the table for an opponent for you for the title?
No, I'm not surprised because this has happened to him before. You know, he's had these long layoffs. He's been injured a lot, so definitely not a surprise. But his name will always be up there because what he's done. You know, so and the fight that we had, and the controversial decision in my mind. So yeah, I mean he'll always be up there, but not a surprise that he hasn't fought me. You know.
Do you feel like you'll probably see him still down the line? That'll be a fight for you.
Maybe, man. He's still got to come back and prove himself. You know, there's no way I'm giving him a rematch without fighting someone else. You know, I mean that guy made me go through the ranks, so we'll see.
Not that you want to consider losing, but I mean a trilogy fight would happen for sure. I would imagine if.
Oh, there's no trilogy. I'm winning. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah.
Is there any significance to the necklace, the pennant?
Oh no, my wife bought it for me. It's just Hercules.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Yeah. And I was wondering if you were a natural blonde, but you are because your eyebrows are blonde. I'm feeling like you're loving Southern California.
Yeah, the tan and the blonde hair has definitely come out being in Southern California. No, natural. Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
How did this Dillashaw shirt come to be? It's a picture of you as a kid, right?
Oh yeah, that was a joke, man. It started off as a joke. My manager, I know, my manager was like making my website, and he was like making up some mocks of T-shirts, and that was like just a joke. He put it on there, and my wife's like, "Oh, I want that shirt. Can you ask him to like really make that? I want that shirt." He's like, "Dude, we should put it out there and see if anybody else wants." Like, no, don't do that. Like, I told him no, I didn't want him to do it, and we posted it, and everyone wanted it, so we decided to make a limited edition of them. You know, so.
Did it sell out?
Oh yeah, instant, like within 20 hours. Yeah.
Nice.
You gonna print more, or is that it?
Oh, I think we'll print them maybe a little bit more when we get closer to the fight. But yeah.
You mentioned this a little bit before. You mentioned Marlon Moraes' victory and stuff. So when you look at the top of the ladder and stuff, a lot of those people you have fought, but is he somebody that you figure is due for a title shot? I mean, once you beat Cody, you would entertain Moraes next, or what?
I mean, possibly. I mean, he does have a loss against Sinsal as well too, so it's always like that weird situation. But yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got to keep your eye on him, right? He's looking impressive. He was impressive before he got in the UFC, so it's a guy that me and Dwayne have definitely looked into. Yeah.
But would you rather stay at 35 or look for a super fight somewhere?
Man, I would love to fight Demetrious Johnson.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I mean, that's the fight I've been chasing down. But look, man, if I'm healthy, I'm training, I'll fight whoever's in front of me. You know, I don't want to wait too long.
And you mentioned before that you can make 25.
Yeah.
So are you certain of that?
100%. Yeah. So I was told like last summer when Cody pulled out of the fight, Dana told me like, all right, you want Demetrious Johnson? That fight's gonna happen. I had 3 weeks, and I got my weight down to waking up at 140 pounds, and I was not. You know,
that's what DJ walks around at.
Exactly. Yeah, I was waking up in the morning 140 pounds, so that's nothing.
Would you also fight him if he came up? Like I would say, 35.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would love to do it at 25s because I don't want the excuse of me being the bigger man. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, the only reason why he beat me is because he's bigger than me. I can make your weight. I'm not bigger than you. You know, so that's why I'd want it that way.
Would you consider a non-title fight at 125 just to prove that you can make it?
Sure. I mean, as long as I'm getting paid as a champion.
That
You know what I
seems to be
mean?
one of the stipulations that he doesn't want to take the fight unless you can prove
He's going to create all these stipulations. I think it's more of not wanting to take the fight, and it's always something. You know?
How much do you walk around at when you're fighting at 35?
I'm so as of now at where I'm at camp, I'm continuing to try to put weight on, like good lean weight. Right now I'm waking up, you know, 153, sometimes 55, just depends, you know. But that's me trying hard, you know, eating a lot and lifting heavy. So.
And then at what point you kind of started to taper off?
I'd have to ask my coach. He has me taper off a little bit sooner, but that's because we're putting on some solid mass now. My body composition is completely different. I mean, I walk around with like 6% body fat now, so it's a little bit different. It takes a little bit more time to lose muscle than it would to lose fat. You know?
And what do you like arrive at like the fight week at, like on Tuesday? What are you usually at?
Shoot, I used to show up a little bit heavier then too, so I'll probably at the most like 10 pounds. Yeah.
So it's barely, not even that much for water, but just pretty.
Yeah, just a little bit of water. Yeah.
Obviously, there's some big fights going on before your fight. You're looking to be a champ someday. Do you think DC's going to get it done, or do you think you can beat Stipe?
I actually do. Yeah, I've been picking DC to win. Great fight. A lot of respect for Stipe as well. I just think that he's never seen the wrestling that Daniel's going to bring to the table. And I think Daniel's really liking the weight class too. He did great at Strikeforce at heavyweights. I think he's going to do great at heavyweights in UFC, and I think he's the strength behind his wrestling is a lot to handle, you know, and I think it's going to be enough to get him the win.